Oh ho! It is Thursday. So again, we have gathered for another amazing episode of Spilled Ink, the Comics Wellspring live drawing show. I'm super hyped. We're at the end of our campaign for panels, the Comic Creators Guidebook. And we're on the final, dude. Campaigns are so wild and insane and just crazy. Like we got funded yesterday, super hyped. We're above funding today. It's crazy what the last 48 hours bring. We're on the last 39 hours as of right now of streaming. So you can still grab your copy. Thank you to everyone who supported so far, shared, just giving it some love, everything in general. So it's been a wild month and it got us to start drawing comics in the show. So you know what? What a cool thing to happen because of this Kickstarter and because of all your support. So let's keep it going. We still got 39 hours. If you haven't backed it, please, we got some cool stuff for you guys, some extra downloads. And yeah, so it's drawing time because we're going to
Nice.
apply all that stuff that we talk about in Spilled Ink in this. And of course, I'm your host, Brandon Bloxdorf. And with me is my amazing, astonishing, overheaded, big paper using co host, Max Flowers. Hi, Max.
Hello, I'm just using 11 by 17 today.
Oh, nice. Oh, I just saw the big book when we first started, I guess.
Ah,
That was an epic piece.
yeah.
And then tons of just party people. We have a returning hangout guy that has actually been on here pretty recently. Hello, Artie. How you doing?
Hello. How's it going?
Doing good, doing good. Out of school, the stuff
Yes.
is done. You get to breathe. I'm so hyped for you.
Yes, I'm very excited. Although I still have to work at a school for another 2 weeks until their vacation, which is, I'm counting down the days.
Hey, at least no kids.
Yeah.
There you go. And I think we've all been trying to get him back on the show for a minute because we just love and adore and miss him, and he always does crazy, crazy shit. Anton, I miss you.
What's up, baby?
Hey,
Missed you.
so hyped you're here. So much to talk about and catch up on,
Yeah.
and upcoming things and all the things. But yeah, hyped you're here. Thanks for showing up. And
Thanks for having me.
our local resident for the month. He should just be the local resident at this point. You should just be co-hosting. So you got nothing. What you actually have pages to do. You have work to do. So
Yeah, it's trying to crank all that stuff out.
hello, Jade.
Hello, thanks for having me on. Again, happy to be here.
And yeah, dude, killing it with panels. Absolutely killing it. So hyped how everything's been going with the book and running, dude, 2 Kickstarters with you this year.
I mean, who knows by the end of the year how many we'll have done? Maybe like 15 together.
Dude, I know at our pace right now, it's horrific. What the crazy thing is that I'm on top of all the new Kickstarter announcements. Like the second they happen, I just share it with everybody. So any questions on, pledging over time and stuff like that, ask away because I've done my research. I've learned so much about Kickstarter in the last 2 months. It's wild. Um, but yeah, dude, it's so crazy, and I'm glad we got funded because and then we got funded over the funding goal, which is like when you can actually breathe. We were right there at the
For sure.
perfect clear line, and I was like, "This is amazing," and then but you're still in dread because you're like, anything can still happen. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
There's still time on the clock, like the game is still going, and then we just so much support today. We really appreciate it from everyone. But yeah, what's everyone working on? Max, what are you doing tonight?
I'm doing a ratfish, and right now
A
I'm
rat-
collecting images to use as reference. And unfortunately, there's not a lot on these guys, so it might be a little tricky. But we'll get started drawing soon.
Nice. Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I should be pulling up references too. Um, I am doing well. I finished my page from last week just now, so that was really cool. And then I was like, crap, I need to think of an idea for this week. So I'm in that like movement period of where I'm like, I kind of have a somewhat blah idea that we will chisel away at right now and figure out what I'm gonna do for this page. But I'm gonna do some Starfighter stuff, so I'm gonna be drawing some ships.
Nice.
So figure out how I do that in a page. You know what I mean? The lightsaber battle for the other one was pretty cool, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Artie, you have a fun little thing going on right there yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, I actually started this at the drink and draw at IC3, but I didn't quite finish it while I was there. Was a little distracted, but yeah, I figured. I mean, the last 2 times I was on this, I did a digital drawing, and then what did I do? I did an ink drawing for Batman. So I figured mix it up, do some color with markers, and finish this thing finally.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. That's super awesome.
Thank you.
Anton, it looks like you're in the midst of a page right now.
I am. I'm on the final page of a little sword and sorcery short that I've been drawing the past 2 weeks. So,
Ooh.
and yeah, it's almost there. I've got here. I grabbed the previous page that I finished the other day.
Oh, that's sick. That's so cool, man.
There you go.
Yeah, super rad.
Appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, this is I'm so hyped to I'm on my 4th page for this month, and I think that's just super exciting. Of course, I need to 100% it. Like I gotta color it and shit still, but for that I've been drawing and inking it to that stage to scan it in.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they've been coming out really good. It's exciting seeing I don't know the progress.
I'll show you guys what I finished right now. Maybe it'll pop up pretty okay here. But yeah, this is the one I just did.
Nice.
Ooh, hell yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I like the different
It's like-
effects on the lightsabers crossing too.
Thanks. That was fun. I was trying to once I was inking, I added more stuff. Oh, and then there's lightsabers on the side for the border.
I like all the panels too.
There's
Cool.
22 panels. That's why I think this is taking me a while. I was like, man, this is figuring out a lot of drawing tiny is really tough. And so I drew those lightsabers, and I was like, okay, cool. Now I have a model. But I got really into it when I drew those lightsabers, and I was like, damn, I put too much detail in these.
So those your own lightsabers, not from the movies.
Yeah, those are my own. Yeah, those are my.
That's cool.
I need to post my stuff more. I don't know why I don't.
I want to see them.
I just text it to everybody. That's all that happens. And so I've been, we've been watching Clone Wars lately. So I'm really into the prequel Jedi Starfighters at the moment. So I'm gonna try to do something with those.
Are you talking about the series?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and for the record, we did watch the 2D Clone Wars first, because I feel like you have to watch that 2D one before you go into that newer 3D animation.
Yeah.
Is that the one with
That's,
Jabba the Hutt and his cousin or his nephew or something?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's that movie thing they made for it. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
but there's the 2D one that what was it? Wasn't it the animator from Samurai Jack?
Yeah.
Gendy Tartakovsky.
Yeah. Dude,
It
yeah.
is super rad. One of the coolest looking Star Wars things ever kind of made. And then they made the show and the CGI animated show, which is cool. I've never been crazy about the animation style of it, to be completely honest.
Oh, I
Me
get
too.
that. It takes a while to accept it, I guess. I guess because the story gets really, when they brought it back and they really concluded stuff and they did the Ahsoka and Darth Maul stuff, that's when, and the Mandalorian War and everything, dude, that's where I was oh, I forgive you. Art of Victor Medina says hello, everyone. Hello.
Hello.
Super hyped that you're hanging with us tonight, man. Good to see you again. Ooh, dude, I'm gonna do a cockpit scene. That sounds fucking cool.
I've been after I done drawing for the day, I've been unwinding with a little bit of Jedi Survivor.
Oh, nice, dude. Which one? The first one or second one?
Second one, right? Because the second one's Survivor. The first one is.
Oh yeah, someone else. Yeah, I forget.
Oh yeah, Fallen Order.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
it's Fallen Order. Yeah.
Dude, how do you like it so far? Where are you?
I like it. I'm not that far. I kind of go slow, and I find all the hidden areas before I move on, and so
hell yeah.
it goes really slow.
Oh, I get that.
It's fun.
I just picked it back up again because I didn't finish finding all the hidden stuff, and so I'm going through all the levels and completing them right now just for fun. Dude, there's some I want to. So you get three options in that game, and I love hearing what people's like two. You get two choices out of the three options for your lightsabers. You could do or is it? I guess four technically. You could do the lightsaber and pistol. And I love that combo personally. And then you could do the dual like Darth Maul lightsaber, or you could do dual sabers, like one in each hand, or you could do the single one. Um, and so you could choose two settings at a time. But like, what are your preferences, Jade? I know you probably haven't gone that far, but like, what do you think you're gonna choose?
I mean, well, I've chosen so far the single and then the dual wield. So single blade and then the two lightsabers.
Nice.
I don't know. I was a big fan. There was a series of comics that were done kind of like right after episode 1 and kind of in the big hype of it, and it followed like a lot of the like immediately before the events of Phantom Menace, and there was this Jedi in the order, but he like died before the events of the movie, at least in the comics anyways, and his name was like Mika, and he was like he used two blades, and I always just like, oh, I love that Jedi in the comics, and so any chance I get to just kind of like live my like
Yeah, right. Yeah,
get to masquerade as him a little bit in the video game. It's pretty fun.
that's awesome. That's what I love about it. I love having those options because I'm just like, man, these are dreams come true, dude. Like, I do the dual wield, the two lightsabers, or the single with the pistol. Like, just because I don't know. Well, when you're playing the game, the pistol really comes in handy. I love it. Super cool. Plus, it's just different. I feel like no other Star Wars game gave us that before.
Outcast. Sorry, bud.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Outcast. You started with a pistol and then you got a lightsaber, and you could have both.
Oh, I didn't get both.
Yeah, we got it back
I don't
there.
remember. That's the early Kyle Katarn ones too, huh?
Kyle Katarn, man.
Those
Oh
are
yeah,
hard. Those games are hard, dude.
they
Honestly,
were really hard, but I fucking absolutely love them. So much fun.
The only one I really got to play with Kyle all the way through was Dark Forces 2, which they haven't remastered. But Dark Forces 2 was like my PC ultimate Star Wars game. I don't know if you remember that one, but that's when Kyle like really became a Jedi, went to like Core Band and like all that cool stuff. Got to fight a bunch of Sith Lords and everything. Missing out.
I'm surprised they never did anything with him in the movies.
Dude, it's so sad that he was just dismissed.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
so many characters that they just absolutely put the boot to, and it sucks. Like we'll never get anything with Mara Jade, which is a bummer.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. There's so many characters. I'm like, oh, it'd be so cool, and they're just like, yeah, we're never gonna do that. Like Dash Rendar, we're never gonna get anything with Dash Rendar, and it's just like, what the actual fuck.
Dash Radar is so cool too. And then you had a whole video game with well, I mean Kyle too, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
the Dash was so great. I wonder how many people just don't know what we're talking about this month. Maya Chili Fries says hi. Hello.
Hey, man.
Hello.
And then Orange Peppermint gives a really cool pink hand wave. That's the coolest pink hand wave ever.
I just saw a big URL.
Oh really? Well, I'll pop it back up. See what happens. Oh really? That's crazy on yours. It doesn't show it right. I wonder what it looks like. Yeah, it's like a really cool.
I thought it was like a
pink
scam
hand.
thing.
Yeah,
That's
I see
hilarious.
the.
Yeah, I see the pink hand.
Yeah, you do that.
It's like the
Artie,
blue
you
and
gotta
black
update
dress.
your stuff, man.
I
Like-
don't know.
Nah, RD's just seeing through the matrix.
Yeah, exactly. Seeing the code.
You just see that. What is it like when you don't have the apps? It's just like that question mark thing
Yeah,
in the black
exactly.
box.
That's how I know.
exactly.
I can stop bullets.
So panels. We'll do a quick thumbnail. Gotta envision the story. You gotta see it. I wonder why there's like 22 panels in my last one. I might do something similar to this one because I want to have fun with it. If it's going to be like a starfighter thing, I want to see some action. I want to see a co-pilot, like a pilot seat, you know.
Maybe you should
POV.
try 2 pages.
Nah, I'm just doing
You
single
gotta
page stuff right
splash
now.
Maybe it should be all from the point of view of the droid, in like the Astro droid.
Dude, don't make it that hard.
that feels like hella easy to me. Like,
yeah, I'm sure it does. Sure it does.
no, I mean it's when
It's
you,
just
when you
blurry
have like
stars.
Yeah.
when you make like the scope too big, sometimes you're like, I want to do this and this and this. Sometimes that can be like really, really overwhelming. But if you like pick just a POV of something that's like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, trying to show like this perspective and stuff like that. It actually makes it way fucking easier. I don't know, man.
Nah.
Nah, nah, fuck that.
Brandon's about to go all out, man.
Don't you make it so extravagant now? Like,
Give me 23 panels for this one.
yeah. That's hilarious. I'm just gonna like have Jake give a bunch of really great advice and just come.
You're like, absolutely fuck that.
All right, cool. It's gonna be ridiculous. Also, these are fun. I'm just like testing stuff out, and I'm just like, I get to just like, this is stuff I would give another artist. Be like, good look. That's what I do with Tanner in Apollo Prime. I just give him the most ridiculous script ever, and he does it in one page. I'm like, oh, dude. I feel like because I do that to artists by challenging myself, it's like fair. You know what I mean?
Like for you to try to do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like see the other
Like
side to it.
I'm not just being hard on you. I'm also being hard on myself. Like
Exactly.
Brandon, it's called guilt.
oh, dude. Okay, cool. So what I'm gonna do a little squiggly thing. Let's just see how this turns out. Oh, hell yeah. So I know what I'm gonna do. This is gonna be cool. I'm just gonna do a triangle for a good guy. Square for the bad guy.
The lo-fi mix is often popping tonight, man. Just
Dude, yeah, I'm glad because all of us are really focused right now. I had to think of an idea like live on air. That's a lot of pressure. So yeah,
I
okay,
used
so
my fucking brain today.
yeah,
It's
so
ridiculous.
much work.
Not okay.
All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I have a little, like I did like a squiggly. All right, so it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 panels. You know what I mean? But the squiggly, let me see if that helps. No, it doesn't help at all. This is gonna have like small ships like go through it, like, and that's gonna be my grid. But then
Ooh,
the
that's cool.
empty space is gonna be the panels, and then I can just
Yeah.
map out the panels. Yeah,
That'll be good.
Do it, fucking hype.
The entire page should just be a sequential barrel roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like drawing this stuff out too will probably like help you when you're writing scripts for like other people, like visualizing how like it could look.
Oh, hands down. That's a big reason. Like just being able to like be, I'm a writer. I don't know how to. I need to stop saying I don't know how to draw. I could draw a little bit apparently. That excuse isn't working anymore. Um, but just like being able to like, I write so many scripts and now drawing, it's definitely given me a different perspective on how to like pace stuff and think about things.
Yeah.
And then to give it, I'm mapping it out. At least I can do thumbnails a lot easier, which is exactly why you should back panels, the Comic Creators Guidebook, because it gives you this exact way of making comics, of teaching you how to do layouts and write the right things in the right spots to start building your story, and actually giving you a little challenge of if you're a writer, drawing it and thumbnailing it and actually making the book, and if you're an artist, like giving you some storytelling tactics. So you have 39 hours to still back panels and back to our regular scheduled programming.
Jade, do you like thumbnail and layout first, or do you just like script first? Do you know? Do you like?
Yeah, so I do script first, and then I do thumbnails, and layouts.
I know there's a lot of artists that do just kind of like write the story as they do layouts and stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
never-
always surprised that like I read somewhere that Chris Ware does it that way, and
Really?
it blew my mind because Chris Ware it feels like it's so structured, and everything leads to the next, and it's so formulaic almost.
Yeah.
But no, he apparently just starts in on a page and has no idea where it's going to go, and that kind of breaks my brain.
I just did a Chris Ware inspired piece, and like it kind of makes sense because like I did do a little bit of like a thumbnail layout kind of thing, trying to figure out where I wanted things to go, but it was really, really rough, and I didn't even know like what half the panels were going to be, but I knew my grid, and so I did my grid and then did my most important stuff first, and then worked with whatever space and paneling I had left in order to tell the story, which was interesting. But I don't know, like doing a whole book like that, right? Like something like Jimmy Corrigan or something.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
No way. No way.
Yeah, and last time I was talking about how many times I do revisions, and it depends on like the book sometimes. I also think that like there's this piece of advice that Stephen King gave, and it's applicable to anybody who's writing and doing it at the same time. But his advice, or like his I don't know if it's really advice, but his kind of words of wisdom was that like a novel never comes from the same place. You can't write it the same way twice. It just doesn't work. You're always going to be changing things, and I've found that almost every single time. Like each book that I've worked on, what I've done to build the layouts and jump in from there might work for one project, but it's not going to work the same way for the next project, and so on and so forth. And so it's a lot of just like feeling out what works, like what's going to be the best fit.
Yeah.
And so like even I guess 2 weeks ago, I was on the show, and I was working on this page, and I was doing this perspective of this parking lot, and oh my god, I hated it. Like I was like got pretty far in it, and I stopped and I threw it away. I was like, nope, I don't like it. And so then I redid it, and here's the redone kind of version. And essentially, I like took the perspective higher and rethought out how things were going to work, and I like it so much more. And sometimes that's just how it goes, is like I do all the layouts, I know that like I like how this looks in a thumbnail and stuff, and until I see it big, sometimes it's like, nope, it doesn't matter, like I'm gonna have to redo it or rethink it. So that'll just happen differently.
When you're scripting, do you do it panel by panel and page by page? You're like, okay, page 1 has this many panels, and like like you set out what each of the panels are, or do you just kind of write it as like prose almost, or like you're not
I read
reading.
it as prose for sure,
Okay.
as like a more of a theatrical or movie kind of script of
Sure.
just like I do write it out by pages, or
Oh,
when
okay.
I'm doing when I'm doing like a full book or something like that. The one I'm working on right now, I had are like these interludes, and so it's only 1 page, 2 pages at a time, and so the writings was a little bit different for it. But typically, when I'm doing like a full book, I will like write out ahead of time before I even start writing words down. I just write out like here's spread, pages 2 and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so on and so forth throughout the entire book, and then I kind of work all over at once of like, all right, here's where I know that I think the thing is going to end, and but then sometimes I'm like, I don't know where it's going to end, and I just start at the beginning of the book and work until it's done. So
Yeah, it's interesting because I'm scripting right now, so I'm just trying to figure out, maybe what other people do. And I think the problem that
I kind of learned my strategy from Mark, honestly, because
Yeah.
Mark Bernal, because he was like, I read when he wrote the script for Dead and Still Dying. I was like, oh man, this works so nice. This is such a good script structure that I just kind of like, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna write my scripts like this from now on, and it's honestly really helped just kind of keep the pacing and everything. Guy's a smart guy.
Yeah, because most of this book is also like 1 or 2 page scenes, or sometimes it's 4 page scenes or whatever. But where I'm struggling is like cumulatively knowing how many pages I have, and then like where I'm at in terms of like what's worth a book, because I know it's going to be multiple books, but I also don't want to like write out this script for 3 or 4 books and then realize, oh, this is only like one's book worth of pages, or or maybe it's too many books worth of pages, and so I'm trying to figure out like what's right. And it's kind of leading me back to like, okay, maybe I should just thumbnail what I have and lay it out and then go do the next chunk.
I think that's why like page by page breakdowns are so important. I think that's how I got better at figuring out what's going to be in an issue. Is like I knew I have the pitch in my head. I know what the story's about, so then I'd write that out in like a paragraph, and I wouldn't let it go past like, I don't know, 6 sentences. And at that point, I start mapping out like, okay, page 1, this is what I envision happening on this page, where page 2 is going to land, and just 1 or 2 sentences for each page, and that should fill out your outline. And at that point, you have your pacing pretty much mapped out.
Yeah.
And I knew that's how I figure out how long each thing is going to do. Is I just do that breakdown. I guess it's the same concept of this layouts, but for me, it's easier to do like 2 sentences.
I mean, most of the time I start with like when I'm scripting a page, I do like a rough draft first before I get into the nitty gritty of like dialogue or action by action or anything like that sometimes. And most of the time there, like the script, the looseness of it is, it's like maybe a sentence or 2 just to kind of get the idea of like what I'm trying to accomplish. But I always like, whenever I'm writing, I'm always thinking about bottom right-hand corner, like every single time, just like, what's the page turn? Like every single write, I'm like, what's the introduction? Like, what is the main thing that's happening on this page? And then why is the reader going to turn the page? And that's where I start when I'm just doing the rough draft. And then from there, you can start fleshing it out and making jokes and but then at least you have like this solid structure of like, what's the most important thing? And then why is the reader going to turn the page?
Yeah, I'm constantly thinking about that page turn as well.
Transitions in general, like the flow between everything. That's my biggest. Once I'm doing it, like that can make me rewrite a page. Once I get to that last panel and be like, fuck, this did not land right. Like I will restructure it so it lands on the right beat on the next page. The only time you get away with that. I mean, it's kind of funny how it's an every other page thing, but even then, like with the transition, like on a spread, like with the 2 pages that are open for the reader, do you have to like also be cautious on like how is this going to leap into the next moment without a page turn in a sense?
I mean, when you're doing like a double page spread, and if it's like a full image and stuff like that, it itself should be the page turn. You know what I mean? Like the image
Oh yeah.
it shouldn't just be like fluff of like, oh, isn't this a pretty cool image? I'm satisfied. No, it should be like this. The image itself is a cliffhanger. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I mean, I can give you an example here. So I just finished up this book, and I'm still coloring it and everything, but I'll show you this sequence of pages because I think it does exactly that idea. Okay. Okay. So, first page, we have, like this character, they're on this alien ship, they're embracing, and then we cut to outside of the alien ship, and there's a car racing towards a ravine. And then the page turn as we see like what's going to happen, that close getting to the ravine. Well, the car's either going to stop or go over the ravine. And so then we have this kind of close up of the character driving the car. Next page is the double page spread, and it is the car flying through the air, right? And so it's flying through the air as it's like careening towards the ship. That in itself is a page turn because it's suspenseful. Like, is the car going to crash? Is it just falling through the air? Like, yeah, exactly. So it's like it's a big moment, but it's not just done because I wanted to draw a car, even though like kind of. But I wanted to give like this moment, like a 2-page pause to really like slow down the reader of just like hanging in the air, but it's still like a page turn, of like, okay, what's going to happen? And then after that, we see the car come careening through the spaceship, plowing into all these aliens and stuff like that. And then, the two characters who were in the ship jump into the car, and away we go. Another page turn, hitting the gas. So no matter what it is, like if it's a double page spread, if it's a full page illustration or splash or whatever, it's always about that page turn no matter what.
Yeah. Honestly, like I've been reading some more books lately, and that's been something that I've been thinking about because I'll read books and I'm like, there's no reason for me to turn the page here. Like, or I turn the page and I'm like lost. That happens too. And you really don't want that flow to get interrupted, right? Like I have motivation to turn the page, so I turn the page, but then I go to panel 1 and I'm lost. And then it's like, well, what the heck? I was in the flow and now you've interrupted that. Yeah. So I almost think that like the page turn is important, but just as important is like the continuity or like the clarity of panel 1.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think there's anything that's just like that you could boil down and be like, oh, you just have to do this and you don't have to do this. It's like, no, you got to do all of it. All of those parts are like important. Otherwise, like the story is just going to be lost.
Yeah.
Quick,
I think about. Oh, sorry. Go for it.
Oh, John Gennardi says a really cool art, everyone. I'm super excited for the panels book. Artie, I love the marker illustration, and also Jade Lowder. ... Wow, amazing. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Spit that out there.
Well, no, I appreciate that. I was gonna say one book that sometimes I think it's purposeful, but sometimes it does break me out of the flow of reading it. Is Something Is Killing the Children.
Yeah,
there are like these really great double page spreads, but the way that the artist draws them sometimes is like confusing because you think that you're just reading another page and you're like, wait, what the hell? Why did that flow mess up? And you have to like go back and reread because you realize, oh shit, this is a double page spread, but it's so subtle you don't even like catch it. And I think most of the time that's intentional, but it does disrupt the flow. And I haven't fully like decided whether or not like I think that's like a good thing. I mean, clearly, like, you know, the editors of Image and you know, or wait, that's Boom. But Boom was like, no, this is fine, this works. So there's got to be some intentional reason to it, but like sometimes it really breaks the flow of reading that.
Well,
Yeah.
Like,
Ian does that all the time.
yeah, he does that in Lights Out on the Lake too. I think that's like I think that's probably like a format that he likes. Yeah,
But I do agree with you that I don't know whether it's good or not. Like when I'm like, as somebody who really appreciates like some like formalist aspects of comics, I'm like, oh, this is interesting, right? So like it excites me. But then also at the same time, you're totally right that it does like interrupt it and like takes you out of the story. And so it's like, oh, I'm reading a comic book, and this is like somebody who's messing with the form of the comic book. But like for a general reader, right? I don't think they care. You know?
No, I can't imagine that somebody who's just reading it to see what happens to Erica Slaughter is really like is going to be hung up on the same kind of like detail of the form. But I definitely know that like I think there are comics out there that are so engaging. I'm not trying to knock this either because again I just don't know if I like it or not. But I know what it's doing. It's making me reread it.
Yeah.
Just making you reread it.
I mean, that's why I've heard a lot of people don't like, you know, like Morrison stuff because they kind of just like The Invisible. Some people just don't like because they're kind of just confused. And when you get thrown out of the story and you're like, just like don't get it or just thrown off in form or storytelling aspects, like it's not. I think there's like an intention where it's just like some people get it and some people don't, just like with all art in a sense.
Yeah, I've tried reading James Joyce's books like so many times. It's like, like a lot of because it is it's interesting to read. I don't know.
It's just a lesson in futility.
Yeah, I don't know. Just like I'm just not going to read a lot of them because of it. But they are interesting.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've started Portrait of a Young Artist and had to just be like, fuck this. Like I'm not doing this. I'm sorry, Joyce, you beat me again.
Yeah. Gotta read all the appendix, all the their editor notes for it.
Oh man, you know, I started reading a while ago. This is like probably pre-COVID. I was reading Proust and like Marcel Proust and things about it I really love. Like Swan's Way is hypnotic. It's like a really hypnotic novel. But I would be reading and I'd be like, I have no fucking idea what's going on right now. But I've read for like 100 pages. What the shit is happening?
Yeah, I think it's really tricky to do like any kind of formalism, like right. Like I think even Chris Ware like is way too dense and complicated for like just the average comic reader, right? That's kind of why like his main audience is like critics and like academics and stuff like that.
I think that's a good point. It's like people who are thinking about how like the nuts and bolts of comics. It's not just like regular
academics,
readers.
You know. And then like you can play with the form. Like I just read a Choose Your Own Adventure comic book, and that was a really cool experience. And I think the book is great. I love it. But again, like it's a lot of like flipping back and forth and maybe being lost as to what's happening. and the color palette changes as you go down the different paths, and so your flow can get interrupted, right? But it comes with the nature of like a choose your own adventure book. Dave Baker's Mary Tyler Moorhawk flips between like pulp adventure comic book and like fake magazine publications, and you're interrupting the flow, and it's like two separate stories that also like have something to do with one another, and that one's really weird too. It's all about like managing like clarity, but also like leaving question marks in your reader's head. It's pretty wild, all that stuff.
Can't wait to get to reading that book, dude. I'm so excited for
Oh
it.
my
I just
God.
haven't gotten to it.
I love it. It's so good. It's so freaking dense, and like,
Yeah, I want to make sure I'm like in a state where I can focus. Dude, it's a beautiful. Yeah, I have it right here. That's a beautiful book.
you need like to separate a few hours to just like sit down and read it, you know?
Oh,
Like,
dang, I forgot to have his like email and everything in here too. I gotta email him to bring him on the show.
So
He was
it's also how I felt about Monica, Daniel Klaus' last book.
Yep.
Like, I mean, you could read it all in one. Like, you could read it in a setting, but I don't know that that's really how he designed it. It's almost just like read this story, go back, reread certain things, you know, and then it's very circuitous. I had a friend who is like definitely more of a casual comic reader, and I loaned it to him, and I was just like, okay, like, tell me what you think. This is, you know, this blew my mind. I thought it was incredible. And he read it and he was just like, no. He's like, it felt like it was just like the remnants of stories. And I'm like, that's all kind of the point.
Yeah. I think Mary Tyler Moorhawk is meant for you to like read it in one or two sittings and
It's
kind of
beautiful,
binge
dude.
it. And
Yeah,
then
this is sick as fuck.
and then it's made for you to then like go back to like sections that you pick up on and pick it apart from there.
That's cool shit. Oh,
It's
man, I got to
cool
read this.
shit. It's awesome.
Yeah, did you see? I don't know if you saw, but he did a little sketch in here for me too.
Yeah.
Read them. Check it out.
I've got a few.
Wrong page.
I've got a few little Dave Baker sketches too.
Yeah, fucking cool. Yeah, really nice, dude. We'll get him on the show. He wanted to come on. It's been crazy. But I love seeing the show grow too. Very nice. John Gennardi says, I've always loved the concept of choose your own adventure style comic. Yeah.
It's hard to write though. It's so hard.
I mean, essentially, that choose your own creator aspect of like, you know, what to have you kind of create it at the same time is kind of just what Panels does, where you could back it now on Kickstarter, where you the workbook designed into it is just such an interactive, and you get to really choose every step that you take, but get asked questions for prompts to help you create the story. So if you're looking for a choose your own adventure, make your own adventure today with Panels. 38 hours to go.
What a plug! What a transition!
Yeah.
That was a stretch and a half. Holy shit.
Talk about breaking the flow.
Yeah, Ham Furley, like fully in fist. There.
You know what though? I have to applaud you because we're getting better about doing our ads in the middle of the show when we like have probably peak viewership, you know, rather than at the very end and everybody's like, okay, and then they turn off the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not paying attention at that point.
No. So I applaud you there. But this is the choose your own adventure. It's also Rizzo printed, which is super freaking cool. Love that. But I think let me see.
So Matt Emmons, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So this is the first page where like you have to choose what page you're going to, and then it'll like change as you go to different paths and stuff. But he's also got like these like leaflets in here, which is really cool, of like So the tattered remnants of a directory rests on the wall, page 15A, and then you flip for page 15A, and then you see the directory, and then it tells you to go back to page 15. So you go back to page 15.
That's rad.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I should probably sleeve this and put it somewhere else that's not my like damp Alaskan studio though. Because Rizzo ink, I can already feel it. The Rizzo ink does not like this climate.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, it's interesting.
It's a different kind of ink than like most.
Yeah. I was just looking into that. Well, who was I just talking to about Rizzo ink? I feel like
We were talking about
Jade
it last time on the show.
it was last time. Okay.
Yeah, it
It
was.
was with us. Okay, then we'll have a cool shot of the ships. Nice. All right, cool. This is gonna be my story. Check it out. All right, let me take it off max again. My bad. I got it. I got it mapped out. So it's gonna be. So I'm gonna have this like little dogfight going down throughout the entire page, right? Like just kind of zigzagging. That'll be kind of my grids, and then starts off with a shot of the rebel co-pilot. I mean pilot, just talking, and just then there's some narration right there, and then there's like the Empire dude, and he's gonna like die rebel scum, and then he's gonna have a caption box right there to fill in some space, and we're gonna get the rebel POV because he's locked in, and then you're gonna see the ships like he's gonna show him firing, and then the last panel will probably switch up, but just for the idea for right now, the last panel is gonna be the bad guy ship blowing up and him like just flying through, and then the next time panel I do is going to be like the little ship on fire on the ground, and then the pilot flying away. It'll be like next time. So yeah, it's
Nice.
gonna be pretty hard.
Nope.
It's gonna suck. It's gonna be tough. Let's do it. I'm gonna figure out how to do these zigzag lines with enough space. Booby, come on, dude. Come on, my guy. Just cross the computer. There you go. Anton, do you have any shows or anything coming up? What's new? What's going on with the Blake?
I have Heroes Con next month. That is the only thing on the near horizon. After that, I'll be at SPX in September.
Oh, dang, cool, nice.
And I think Casa, which is Comics Art San Antonio, in November. So I've got some.
That looked like a really cool one.
Yeah, I did Casa last year. It's a pretty fun little show. It has a similar vibe to my local show, Staple. Which Staple's my favorite.
Got a lot of
show.
friends who participated in that, because that one's not around anymore, right?
It came back. Last year it came back for the first time since COVID, and
that's why I was remembering about that. Yeah, that's super cool.
Yeah, it was so much fun last year. I tabled then, and I tabled this year too. And it was the best. This year in particular was the best show I've done to date.
Heck yeah. Where are you based? Are you in Texas?
Yeah, I'm in Austin.
Nice. Oh man, so many creators down in Austin. That's awesome.
Yeah, he knows the all red.
Oh, he does. Nice. What about the Luhans? David Luhan.
Yeah, I know David. I know Dan Price.
Hell yeah.
Most of the crew I know.
Ray Garza.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ray's sick.
Yeah, it's a good little community. There's also there's now like a monthly meetup that a bunch of us do, spearheaded by this cartoonist Kat Feardo. It's a cool little community.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm very, very envious of the community in Austin.
Yeah, me too.
And I bet I should totally try to do that here in Winchester. It's just like a little like hangout community thing for comic people. There's a couple of us here I've been finding out.
Yeah, I would have to believe the same thing about my area, because I know there's a handful of folks who are comics and zines and stuff like that, but everybody's just kind of like so spread out or disparate, and there's not like a thing here to really bring everybody together.
Yeah. DePillis runs one of those too, right? And where
Yeah.
is he?
Minnesota.
Yeah, man. I mean, and Four Color Fantasies is such a good inclusive shop. I bet you anything Eric would organize that with me.
Oh my god, I don't know if I told you. We got a manga shop.
What? Just like
I know.
Just randomly a manga shop.
I was literally in the mall to like go pick up a display for my work, and across the whatever you want to call a mall hallway, I don't know what the heck. Across the thing, there was a freaking manga shop that said opening soon, and I was like, "What the hell?" I was like, I couldn't believe it. Last time I checked, it still wasn't open, but I gotta go check now.
It's tight.
So random though.
I wonder if it's going to be like a legit shop or not, or if it's going to be just totally like a corporate thing, because there are like some of those corporate-y.
It's a chain. Yeah.
Come on.
Is it like Kinokuniya?
No, it's called like Manga Spot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would take if a chain like that opened up in my town, I would love it. Currently, no comic book shop. Comic book shopless here, other than 3 hours away from me, and that really blows.
Do you have like a collectibles shop that also sells comics or something like that?
Nope.
Like a card shop or something? Nothing.
I
had
the closest we had is we have like a board game shop that that they used to sell comics. Like their name was Rook's Comics and Games, and then they like stopped selling comics and they only sell back issues, and like back issues of like 90s and then back, and that's it. So like, no, I don't qualify that as a comic book shop.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is like we have a collectible shop that sells comics, but it's like older than 90s comics that are just like the owners and partners collection, that they're trying to get rid of or whatever.
And hey, it's something, but like
it's cool.
It's I can only go in and look at like that kind of stuff for so long before I'm like, my God, I just want to see some like new shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Freaking hilarious, dude. Like just some dude's collection from like like
literally, and like I've got some cool books from it, but like after a while it's like, no, dude, I don't
like that's if I opened up a shop now and it's just a bunch of, dude, that's my water, stop drinking that. Booby. That's like if I just opened up a shop and it's just a bunch of like early 2000s like DC and Marvel. It's like, come on, get the fuck off, dude. My God, to Booby. Yes, I love you. He was getting violent lately. If I don't like give him a kiss, he'll like smack me.
The
Good.
Somebody's got to keep you in line, Brandon.
Yeah, dude, for real. It's like, I booped.
How's my boy Seb doing?
Oh, dude, he's chilling downstairs. Dude, Seb's is like mega attached to me now. Like, it's so cute. That dude follows me all around the house now.
Hell
It's
yeah.
been. It's like we hit the 1 year mark with the cats, and they're just like, we love you so much more now. Like, you're still here. Boops. And then T'Challa's just knocked the fuck out behind me. Just taking up the couch. T'Challa being like a dog, which I think is kind of hilarious. Like, he's literally just taking up that spot. He like stretches across the couch like at night when he's laying down with us, and he's like snoring all the time, and like, we're just like, dude, you're the youngest one here. Like, what do you?
Sleeping like he pays bills.
Dude, for real. He's like, yeah, but I woke you up at 5 a.m, so I'm pretty tired. I'm gonna take a nap. Let me know when you're done with work.
Include my litter box.
Yeah.
I got a question for all the comic creators and whatnot. Is there something that you draw in panels, like something hidden when you're flushing out just like background details or whatever, that is kind of like you realize, man, I put this in every single book, or something that like you feel like is your hidden signature? Maybe that's too hyper specific, but
No, I have. So I think I have Milo draw a cat in pretty much every book.
like that.
I have a song reference in everything I do. Literally in everything. There's a song reference of some sort.
The only thing I can think of is I've been doing like a lot of stars recently, and I feel like I like doing them like the way you do it on like a homework assignment or something, like just like that. Like something about that, like I don't know, more like simple, like I don't know, childlike, I guess, kind of quality. Like it's fun to put in my stuff.
I put in crushed up soda and beer cans in as many panels as I possibly can. I don't know why it became a thing in like my first book, and it's like if you look at like Dead and Still Dying, or I mean, I think there's even a couple in Halloween Save Sam and Jack, and then all of the It's a Horror Show books. There are crushed up beer cans at least someplace in the background. You can like look and find them. And I don't know why that's always the thing. It's just like, for me, it feels like it like flushes out the world in a way.
Did you have to draw aluminum cans for still life in school?
Oh my God, yeah. But in high school, not in college, but in high school, yeah.
I bet you it's just freaking built into your brain.
It's just like, oh, you want to make good art? Make fucking aluminum cans.
Well, and you also like just know how to do like a
true,
crushed whatever can, you know, like
it's a good thought. Probably
like
where
it's
it came from,
something that you know how to draw very well and can like communicate it at various sizes, right? And it's also just like visual clutter.
Yeah. Yeah, visual clutter. I like that. It makes
like books too. Like books is something that I'll do. Because
totally.
it's really, you know what? It's really hard to make like something look visually cluttered if you don't like have an image of it built into your head already. I find the same problem.
On the first page, you can that I did. There's all this clutter like around the stuff. I even did like there's a mannequin, a muffler from a car, a tire, a shopping bag with a baguette, because they always have to have a baguette. There's a bag of popcorn up here, you know, like a safety cone. There's even a sword I hid in the back here, just like a bunch of detritus to make it feel like cluttered and real, I guess. But then even in this panel, like this page here with like Mark, Brandon, and myself, like there's a crushed up beer can like sitting right in the center.
That's so funny. Yeah. You know what book does that really well is The Remainders.
Yeah,
by
I was
John
gonna say
Over.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's literally based in a world of garbage, and so like the level of garbage is pretty absurd. It's pretty awesome.
It's beautiful. Yeah. Everyone go to policycomics.com and get a copy of the
Yeah.
Remainders today. Maya
Awesome.
Chili
Nice.
Fries says, I love buying back issues, but that would be so annoying. Vibes. And then John Part-Time Comics, what up, my dude? You're running a Kickstarter right now, if I'm not mistaken. Drop the name of it so people can search for it. You gotta send me a link too. I think I could probably back it or something as well.
I think Jeff Darrow is another artist that makes his environments really feel really
dude,
lived in, and like so much
yes.
detritus and stuff like that. Like Shaolin Cowboy has so much just like just garbage like laying around.
Yeah, dude.
But I absolutely love it.
Yeah, like when I did Nostrum and did a convenience store, that was like, I think, well, first of all, that was like my second comic ever, pretty much. But my ability to create an environment that actually felt like a convenience store, I felt was like severely lacking. And so looking back at it, I'm like, this is like such a sterile environment for a gas station in the middle of nowhere, you know? Like, but I think I just didn't have the patience to actually like draw all that shit in the background.
John Part-Time says Jeff Darrow is a god of drawing rubble. Yeah, dude. Yeah. What's the book he did with Frank Miller? I love that book. I can't remember. Hard Boiled.
Big Guy and Rusty. Oh, I mean, also Big Guy and Rusty.
Oh, yeah. I haven't read that, actually. I got you. I've never read that one. But John's Kickstarter he's doing right now is a Final Heist. If you guys check that out on Kickstarter, I think you're like halfway funded or something. You're in there. You just launched it. So everyone go look that up. And then if you're still here at the end of the stream, just remind me and we'll give another shout out. And then John Goodhardy says, RD, what marker brand do you use?
That's a good question. Any mark?
He's like, let's find out together.
Yeah. Whatever was the cheapest one on Amazon.
Feel you there.
A great answer, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah. You don't need the fancy stuff. You just got to get it done.
Literally, a friend of mine who doesn't do comics just gave me this bag of old Prismacolors and Copics and shit like years ago, and half of them barely work at this point, but it's been great because it's free.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to work at an art supply store, and there was like so many times when people would come in and they were like looking to just get into painting, and they wanted to buy like the most expensive paints and like brushes.
Yeah.
I was like, don't worry about that right now. Just get, like, whatever you can afford.
I'm sure your manager loved that though.
Yeah, right. I don't work there for a reason.
Stop downselling them.
Always downsell. Except for comics, I guess. Affordable. I'll keep it affordable.
Trying to think about what other garbage would be in an abandoned, lesser-known comic shop.
Mark's flip flops.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, did you see? Like, I don't draw Mark without flip flops. That's just not his character. But on this page, I've got Mark, his fanny pack, and his flip flops.
That's amazing.
And the wristbands too, man.
And the wristband. Yep.
Yeah. There you go. That's amazing.
So
Yeah,
it's
dude,
like
you know,
this-
black t-shirt with skinny jeans. That's all I do.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
Simple. Simple. John Gennardi says I use Master Touch markers from Hobby Lobby. Oh, cool. That brand sounds familiar.
Flip flops are.
Yeah, it's so
good.
funny.
I'm gonna hide some flip flops in there.
I realize how I think Lex was telling me like how comic booky my outfit is, and I didn't really think about it until she was just like like I think we had to go somewhere where she was like dressing up, and she was like, "Are you gonna wear something else?" I was like, "This is my good Batman shirt. I thought this would be appropriate." Like, it's like my nice oversized like Batman Year One shirt. I think it's really cool. She's like, "You're wearing skinny jeans and a black t-shirt. There's nothing different about what you're wearing." And I was like, "Well, you shaved my head 2 days ago, so I'm like, clean cut too." And that's just it. I just have the shaved head, like the almost mohawk. That's long hair.
That's the most like man answer ever. It's just like, this is a nice t-shirt, right? That's fine.
Yeah.
This is my good Batman shirt.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a sentence I've never heard anyone utter.
It was either that or the Swamp Thing shirt. You know what I mean? And I just thought that it was more presentable.
Where were you going?
Uh,
Like dinner or?
I think it was like a dinner thing or something
Oh,
like
okay.
that. Yeah, and I was like, I thought this was a bitchy mess. You know? It's like I would wear my Sandman, but I think I got to give it some time.
Yeah,
So-
I'm trying to.
I really like getting older and developing my Doug funny. You know what that thing is? That thing that's just like every day. This is what I wear. Like
Yeah.
Doug Knight called me the fuck out the other day, like on social media. Like I posted this photo of like me tabling at an event, and he just like comments back and he's just like, how many flannel shirts do you fucking own? And I'm like, okay, bud, like I hear you.
Well, you gotta hit him with the Canadian bud.
Yeah. Required.
Wait, Jade, you're Canadian? Or...
No. Doug
Doug.
Knight's Canadian.
John Part-Time
I'm
Comics
close.
is,
I'm from Montana, so I'm like right there.
Wow.
I'm the American Canadian.
very true.
The Alaskan.
Yeah.
John Part-Time Comics is saying in quotes, "It's not easy looking this good, baby." I love that.
By accident.
There's a flip flop.
There you go.
Do you need any other detritus?
Yeah, hit me with it.
I was thinking Tanner's character Murph. I think he's always wearing like that tweed jacket.
Oh, a jacket is a good thing to hide someplace in here, but I could figure out.
Dude, Tanner draws a lot of jackets, actually. Yeah. The Apollo Prime character, he gave him a jacket. It actually looks really cool. I wonder what it's Apollo Prime. It's a little one strip thing.
Oh, okay,
It's gonna
right.
be in the back of books. I don't know what trash I have that's always with me. Unless you put some like rolling papers or something. Like some cones.
I was gonna say receipt.
I got cigarette butts like everywhere in
Yeah.
here because
Okay.
that's another thing that I feel like flushes things, like makes things a little bit more lived in. This is butts.
Yeah, makes sense. I like that. Like that a lot.
Yeah, jacket. Figure out where I'm gonna put a jacket.
Put that that huge cardigan that Brandon wears.
Oh, that fluffy one, huh? That like the one. It's. I think that's why Sebastian loves me so much, dude. I think he thinks I'm his like mom or something, dude. His dad.
It's a very comfortable little cardigan.
Oh, thank you.
I put it on at one point when Allred and I were staying with you.
Yeah, that's
It's
cozy
nice.
as hell.
When we had rats, the rats used to always hang out in like the hoods of our hoodie,
Oh yeah.
and they just hang out there, man.
I'll send you a picture of this cardigan, Jade.
I'm pretty sure I've seen it, man.
Yeah, you've seen me in meetings with
Is
it
it-
for sure.
Is it like your
It's like
Ethan Hawke from Sinister?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
yeah.
Right?
It's
It's that sweater. man.
tiger stripe one. Yeah. I'm also gonna
Gonna,
send that.
you know, Gonna go find a box of Super 8 film and fucking solve a murder.
Yeah.
Ruby, you could come over here. You just can't step on the computer, my guy. Jesus Christ, God.
Fish skulls are one of the most freaking complicated things to draw, I swear.
Yeah, they got all those different holes.
Well, and they're just like not right, you know, like land mammal skulls are like solid and like have planes that make sense and like are relatively not that complicated. But fish, because like they're under such pressure, their skulls are like fragmented and have all these little bits and pieces to them, and
Their parents are constantly bitching them out about their bad grades. So much pressure.
yeah.
Fish, get your grades up, or you're not going to the prom. Aw, Mom.
You need.
Those are
You need
I mean, they are always in school. So.
Teenage
Oh,
Mutant.
shit. Oh,
that was pretty good.
there it is. That was a really good one.
That was. If I'm gonna make a clip of this episode, it's that. It's that right there. Check out this fish joke, everybody. We really nailed it.
Yeah, on the comic show. Well, we always send a ton of fish because our co-host is a weirdo.
You're not weird. You're just special. It's all.
I live in a special place.
This now.
Yes, you just sent me the cardigan. Yeah, I'm aware. I'm aware of the cardigan. I knew exactly the one. As soon as like Brandon's cardigan, I'm like, oh right, yeah. Yeah, maybe it needs to be. I got that. I'm gonna draw the spinner rack and kind of avoiding it because it looks fucking complicated. But maybe I draped that cardigan over the top of the spinner rack, and then two birds,
Oh, yeah,
one
that's
stone.
perfect.
Make that
Oh,
spinner
yeah,
rack a lot,
there you go.
lot
You only
easier.
have to hint at a spinner rack.
I could do a wham stand thing too. Make it a wham stand.
Oh, I put one in. I
Oh, you did?
hit a
Yeah,
wham
there you
stand. Yeah, it's not on this page, but it's here. I'll show you. I was flushing out another one. Yeah, you can just kind of barely see it. It's right there. It's on this shelf, and there's a little wham stand. There's a skull, and then below it's a wham stand.
Oh wow, that's cool. Let me see if I can blow you up. There you go.
Well, yeah, wham stand right
Nice.
there.
If you guys don't know about wham stand, you can head to our other videos and see the live interview I just did with Moose of wham stand, available now on YouTube.
I really like the thumbnail for it too.
Yeah, Killed it.
It was a good conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Moose is
Thanks.
a lot of fun. And yeah, I guess
was.
you were there too.
I'm always there. I'm everywhere. It's been fun doing Inspired Ink once a month. It's been a lot easier.
Seems like a more approachable pace.
Then 2 episodes a week.
Yeah.
Dude,
But
I
also
was
then you
insane.
get to really help promote that singular creator for a lot more, than just, okay, time to jump on to the next one kind of a thing,
Yeah, no, yeah. It gives them a lot more space and just like promotional stuff. I mean, plus like we're not editing these videos. Like it makes it so much easier doing live stuff and having to edit with all the new stuff we're doing. I think live is just the way to go to a certain point. We're actually doing an interview tomorrow, 2 p.m. And we'll gather details and drop it before we end this episode. I'm really hyped for it though. It's a guy with this guy in the UK, which is exciting. And it's going to take up like half of my workday, so I'm hyped about that too. Damn, RD, that's coming out really awesome. I'll
Thank you.
spotlight on you for a second. Oh, what the heck? Wow.
Oh wow, that's sick.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love doing markers.
I'm gonna color stuff more. Oh.
Somebody's just blowing up my phone. My God.
It's just me sending you more pictures of me in the cardigan.
Yeah, just look at this cardigan from this angle. What about this one? I asked Brandon for photo references of just his face, and he sent me. How many did you send me? It was like 30, 40.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot of photos. It was just a bunch of like random pictures I was taking, or me and the cats.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone needs reference photos,
I was gonna say, do you take reference photos of yourself, Jade, or not really?
Not really. It depends on what I'm doing. Like there's some angles or expressions or things that like really help to have one. But I've also found that when I get into a flow of just drawing, I need reference photos less and less and less because I'm just like everything is clicking. Often just kind of getting started, I need more reference photos. But then
Sure.
as I'm going with a project, it's like less and less. So sometimes, but it was a lot more on other projects, but recently I haven't been eating them.
More than anything, I feel like I take reference photos of my hand.
I try to, but most of the time the reference photos I need, I can't take a photo of. Like it's just
Sure.
like doing it solo. Like yeah, I can ask my wife for help and stuff, but most of the time I'm like too lazy, and I'm like no. So either I figure out how to do it without it, or I'm like, well, why don't I see if I can change how that hand would look. I also shared with Brandon my secret weapon the other day of drawing hands. And it's this Instagram photo essentially, or like series of photos, and it's the animator who worked on the Sword in the Stone, and it's all these different images of Merlin's hands in different positions, and it is so helpful. That is the thing that I go back to when I'm like trying to figure out how to draw hands, or like in some kind of position. I'm like, nope, just go look at the Sword in the Stone, and you will be able to figure it out, because that was masterful cartooning of hands.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what a great place to get reference then.
Yeah.
So I guess I keep morgue files, but I don't often take my own photos. I find them a lot.
Yeah, I'll find stuff. I usually like. I think what Max said. I usually just use it for hands.
I'll definitely use it for like, usually if I'm doing pinups or something, I'll use it to find like poses or something that I think is like interesting. I've been trying to get away from it more and more, but I'm kind of like just trying to up my skills, or I don't know, trying to do different things. And so I find myself needing reference because I'm drawing different things than what's in my usual library.
Carl Nowhere said Iron Giant hand references are out there too. Ooh.
Oh, that's a really good one. Yeah, that illustration style is phenomenal. I guess I would have to go in and clip those, and being able to find something that was already clipped from Sword in the Stone really simplified the process. Like I was watching a video of Steve Rude, and he was like showing like he was taking photocopies of like Alex Toth stuff, especially for hands and other facial expressions. And I was like, oh damn, that was smart. But man, it's 2025. I can find that shit just like on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'll have to make photocopies.
Yeah, I use Pinterest mostly, probably. And then if I can't find stuff, I'll like Instagram or Google search or something. But those are like the
Google
last
search
resorts.
has gotten worse and worse and worse.
Yeah,
because most of it
it's my
now is
last
just
resort.
feeding you AI, and it's just like, well, that's not what I was looking for. Like that's not real at all, and that really sucks. Or it's advertisements for stuff, and it's like, nope, that also is not helpful.
Yeah. I guess I haven't found a lot of. I mean, I don't use Instagram like that, so I think doesn't work for me really. I'm like annoyed instantly when I'm on Instagram and then I'm stuck on it. Like I need to just like not be on Threads either, ever. I just like literally just. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I just talk shit to people all day. Not on the CWS account, of course. I use the Apollo account for that. Nice. All right, I figured out my zigzags. Did you ever play that like Mortal Kombat Star Wars game? What?
That was the thing.
Yeah, there was a Star Wars game where you were fighting each other. It was a fighter, yeah, and you could be like a. Dude, I swear, I think Mara Jade was in it too. But you could be like a sand person, crazy alien options. Like, dude, yeah. Gosh,
I don't remember that at
Star
all.
Wars.
I mean, there was indeed a period of time where they were like making just like so many friggin' Star Wars games. Like there's like 2 or 3 pod racer games out there, and it was just like, okay, one was plenty.
Yeah.
That being said, I
Masters of
absolutely
Terrace.
love that pod racer game. I played the shit out of that.
I haven't played the classic games on Xbox 3. Dude, okay, so these are the fighting characters: Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, Princess Leia, Chewbacca, Arden Lin, Boba Fett, Hor, the Tusken Raider, Sock, a Gamorrean guard.
just a character who's a big whore.
Yeah, Hor. Vader, Stormtrooper, Princess Leia bikini. Oh, Mara Jade, wasn't it? Hell yeah, dude.
What does it help with? Just being able to
Photo
fight.
cast.
It helps with everything.
I'm gonna drop the title here for all of you guys to go look up this PS1 masterpiece.
Oh, it was PlayStation 1 at that? Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
Just polygon on top of polygon.
Yeah. Interesting. Oh, I get to draw some fire and rubble. Nice. I gotta figure out some spaceship designs now. But first, I need to get my letter. Where's my thingy? It's downstairs. I need to set my word balloons.
Your aims guide.
My aims. I think it's down here. Yep, it was down here.
All right, controversial question. I'm drawing some spider webs, and it has me thinking about our favorite web slinger. Who is the best or the greatest Spider-Man artist of all time?
John Romita Sr.
Ooh, really? Not
Ooh.
Junior? Because
No,
I'm a
no,
junior
not-
guy.
What? Like even current
yeah.
junior?
He's lost a step for sure.
Like
But,
do you like the current? Like come on, really? Sorry, that just upset me. For the record, I love John Romita Jr. I've had lunch with him. He's a nice guy.
You had
Super
lunch with
great
him?
guy. I had lunch with him. I got real lucky and just hung out with him for lunch. It's a long story. Well, I'll tell it. Let's answer these questions first. I don't want to stray away from Jade's inquiry. That's interesting.
I'm not saying he's my favorite Spider-Man, but I do love John Romita Jr. a lot.
Which
When he did a run on Peter when there was a Spider-Man title called Peter Parker Spider-Man, and it was
I remember
early
having some of
aughts.
those issues.
It was the early
Yeah.
aughts, and
I
they
got some of those issues.
they were awesome. The way that he would draw the webs on Spider-Man, when I think of spider webs, I think of the way that he draws them.
So I totally agree. It's movie, dude. That's my water. You're in front of everything. I totally agree. I like early John Romita Jr. I do. I really do. I think it's awesome. Because even his Daredevil stuff is magnificent.
Yeah, no, I agree.
But early, I do not like his. I don't like his Batman stuff he did with Tom King. I haven't liked his Spider-Man. I feel like he's going. I mean, he does that Deadline style. The reason why I don't really like what he's doing now is because I feel like he's straying away from how good he was, I guess, in a sense. I liked him more
Fair.
before. It's
Well,
like Frank Miller. A lot of there you go.
Same man.
Jinx.
So who else? Who else? Some other Spider-Man artists out there that y'all are.
Bagley is probably my favorite.
Who? Sorry, who did you say? I missed it.
Mark Bagley.
Gotcha.
You're gonna talk about McFarlane or what?
I was gonna wait and see if anybody was. I thought like that was gonna be Brandon's for sure. It was gonna be McFarlane.
It typically would be, but like an overall appreciative Spider-Man artist, it's Bagley. Actually, no, I take it all away. All away. No. Um, Andrew Kari. Andrew Kari is my favorite Spider-Man artist.
I don't have an opinion because I just don't read. I
I-
never really read Spider-Man.
I love Spider-Man Reign, and I love the way he does some stuff. And Spider-Man
Spider-Man
Reign 2
Reign.
was awesome as well. Yeah.
Wait, Spider-Man
You guys
Reign, the
have-
one with the radioactive semen.
Yes.
I forgot
How
that
do you
was
know
positive,
that like a dude wrote that? Pretty clear.
Yeah.
It'd be really
I
cool if his cum was radioactive too. Yeah, man.
Yeah, but she doesn't get powers. She just dies.
That's
Brutal.
also like, but it doesn't give her powers because it's just for guys. Powers are just for the boys.
This shit doesn't pass the Bechdel test, man.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my god.
That's hilarious.
Did you weigh in, RD?
I said John Romita Sr.
Oh, you did. Okay.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like I'm going back to like the early ones, like him and Steve Ditko, just because I feel like they like their designs, like more John Romita, or I don't know. I think John Romita improved a lot of stuff that Steve Ditko like set up, and I think that's like how I picture a lot of those characters like to this day. Yeah, that's probably what I would go with.
It's a good pick.
I liked Humberto Ramos's couple of runs in the 2000s.
I hear you mentioned too.
Ooh.
Because that guy just loves drawing Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Yeah, some good stuff. I don't remember who the artist was for the Stravinsky run, but that was some great stuff as well.
Some of it was John Romita Jr.
yeah, some of it,
Oh wow.
good portion of it, like
Oh,
the
really?
Yeah,
at least the big like acclaimed ones.
yeah, like the Moreland stuff. I can't. Did he do Brand New Day? Or was that someone else?
Straczynski did Brand New Day, but he was like forced to.
Okay. But I know that was Steve McNiven, I think, maybe. Or maybe did the covers. I can't remember.
I don't know. I was at that point I was checking out
Yeah.
of superhero stuff for the most part.
I've never been like consistent with the Spider-Man run before.
I read
Yeah. I did for a while when I was in high school because that's just like what I was able to kind of get in my small town. But ever since I like did that one, I was like, well, that was fine, but it never really like stood out to me or was like crazy. Like I don't know, I think there are runs on like X-Men or stuff like that I for Marvel shit that I thought were just like way more interesting. Or even Fantastic Four, I think had plot lines and stuff that I was just way more interested in.
I mean, I think the Steve Ditko, Stan Lee, original run. That's still like one of my favorite like runs of anything in comics. Just so like unique and I don't know. Did something that was like different at the time. That's really impressive to me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Ditko is just a wild.
Yeah. They have. You could go visit. I think It's like the Library of Congress or something. You can go visit like somewhere in DC and see like in like the archives they have like the Ditko Spider-Man pages for Amazing Fantasy 15.
The Library of Congress is not an actual library. You know that, right?
Yeah. It's like you go. There's something you get set up and set up a tour to go and visit it.
It's like a museum.
Nah.
It's an
It's like a-
archive.
Yeah. That's pretty sick.
Fools. They don't know what they have.
Dude, for reals though.
There's a Kirby exhibit in LA right now. I know that.
Yeah, I'm so jealous. Eli
Yeah.
posted about it a bunch. Lucky bastard.
Yeah. They have it as the Library of Congress. Ditko's original Spider-Man art. You just have to go and set up an appointment. It's pretty sick.
Well, you're like right there, so go do it.
Yeah. I mean to.
And then just like, like national treasure it, man.
Right? Yes. Yes.
Just bring in like a poster of like the original, like the pages, and then just swap them.
Can I just be alone for a minute? I just want to.
Yeah, I just gotta compose myself around these
Yeah.
pages, and then just take them.
Oh yeah.
Part-time comic says hard for me to pick between Eric Larson, my first, McFarlane, and Bagley. Yeah, dude, hands down. Eric Larson had some. I always do whenever I'm like, oh, this is like a sick McFarlane. Like I'm like, oh, it's not. Like it's actually Larson.
It's
like,
Larson.
it's better.
Yeah, Eric Larson was my first. My very first comic that I ever had was Larson Spider-Man book, and I have. I'm on my second copy of that comic because it read to shreds as a little kid. But after I finally got a new copy in like my early 30s, rereading it for the first time, I was like, oh wow, there's a lot of this language just deeply embedded in like how I make comics.
Love it. There we go. I'm pretty hyped for this. This is going to be a cool. This is some different shots. I would say it's different shots I've never done, and it's like my 4th page ever. So
It's a brand new world.
you know what's so funny is that doing lives like these, like there's so many responses I want to give like Jade naturally because like how we talk off air, and I just have to stop myself so much. It's like it's getting hard to like
don't do it.
meet with you and like also be professional sometimes. Like it's like no, we're live.
Just save it. Save it for Wednesday.
Yeah, just say it,
Yeah,
motherfucker.
like,
what are you thinking?
No, I'm just gonna make a bunch of your mom jokes and whatnot. Just like as a natural response. That's it. Like, it's like shouldn't do that though. Okay, so those are set up. We got these ones. I made a nice big middle panel for the POV shot. I'm so excited.
Nice.
I'm going to show some cockpit action.
So we were kind of alluding to it with that Spider-Man question, but it seems like y'all have some opinions about some cartoonists that maybe you think are overhyped.
Yeah, there's some thoughts about
Are
that.
there any comic artists that you can think of? Name and names. If you're cool with that you think are maybe a little.
I mean, the
overrated.
show, the tagline is spilling ink and spilling tea. So
There you go.
this is-
Spill that tea. Who's an overrated comic artist that you just haven't been able to get into? Maybe.
Someone I haven't been able to get into is you were talking about him earlier. I liked Ghost World, but Monica I was kind of struggling with.
Daniel Klaus, don't you do it? Don't you do it?
I think I just need to read.
Take that
I
back.
need to read something else. I did really like Ghost World, but
Have you read Black Hole?
Hole? Oh,
No, I haven't read it.
well, Black Hole's not Klaus.
Yeah, that's Charles.
what?
That's Burns.
That's Charles Burns.
Oh, Burns. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there you go.
No, I haven't read 8 Ball. I should probably read that next though.
8 Ball's good. It's very different. It's more disjointed, but also really cynical, which I think is pretty fun when Klaus gets that way.
I think, Artie, you might dig, in particular, like a Velvet Glove Cast in Iron.
Velvet Glove. What was it?
Cast in Iron. It was originally published in a bunch of the 8 Ball issues, like Ghost World was initially and stuff, but it is very weird.
Yeah.
It's
I like
him
it.
at his, perhaps one of his most unhinged points.
Okay.
I can't even think of his freaking name right now. I don't know why.
What has he done?
Deadpool.
Rob Liefeld? I'm not a Rob Liefeld fan. He's
No.
overhyped as fuck. I'm not. I agree with you there, Max. I'm not a Liefeld.
I don't think most people, or I think a lot of people would share that opinion.
I guess I just don't have an opinion. I don't mind it, but I'm also like, it's just not my style at all. Like, or a style that I enjoy. I guess I just don't have an opinion about them one way or the other.
I think actually the Liefeld answer is a disguise to my real answer, which is like 90% of like 90s realistic artists, you know.
Yeah, there was a whole style of that time that just like it was just like blatant machismo and just kind of gross.
Mhm.
I was not about it for sure.
Yeah, even
some
Jim
artists
Lee.
I mean, yeah, for sure, Jim Lee. He's maybe one of the. Go for
Gen
it.
13 dude. Campbell.
Oh, fair.
This is for
Jay Scott.
Yeah, just got Campbell. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think there were some of the '90s guys that came out of that like.
Dustin Wind.
I think that were like really, really good. That that kind of bucked the typical way of which doing things. Like I think about like Kevin Nolan a lot as like one of those '90s dudes, but his style was so different that like, who else was I just thinking? He was just on the tip of my tongue, and now I can't think of him. Oh well, but I don't know. I think there's some guys like that did stuff that were like, oh, this is just weird and more fun than just being like, how many pockets can we give this character? You know.
Dude, I swear to God, I think it just like hit me because this is insane and I feel ridiculous now, but I think I've gotten like Daniel Klaus and Charles Burns like as the same person my entire life. Like it just like that's insane. Like, and I was just like, no, but I was like, yeah, that makes sense. I know that. And then I looked at a picture of Daniel Klaus and I was like, what? I thought he also did, you know, like I just read recently Final Cut. That was him too. That's insane.
What I mean, what didn't he do? Holy cow.
Yeah. Wow. William Evanes says Monica wasn't his best work. Ice Haven is my favorite by Klaus. I haven't seen that one. That's crazy. I really wanted to read Monica too. I was hyped to see it. It was at my library, and I was
I
like,
like Monica.
I like Monica a lot.
Yeah, and maybe if I like read his other stuff and kind of get like more of a sense of how he does his books. I feel like for me it was just like I heard like really good things, and then when I read, I was like, I don't know.
I think if you don't know like Klaus, then all of it, like, I think no matter what you start on, you're gonna be thrown off.
dude, I don't think I've
Because-
ever. I don't think I've read any Klaus books. Like
Yeah.
straight up.
Because I think that like his, I don't know, his name is very much like renowned, but when you go to read his books, you're like, oh, this like isn't what I expected at all.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
the
totally.
more you read it, the more you're like, oh, this is actually like really cool.
I also think
yeah.
that like Daniel Klaus falls into this like category of creators that like the Coen brothers also fall into. That like the more you read them or watch their movies or stuff like that, the more you get out of them. But sometimes going in cold to a Coen brothers film, you're like, what the hell am I watching? Especially if you're not a Coen brothers fan, you miss a lot of that vernacular that they have created over, so many movies. And it's the same thing with Daniel Klaus. Like he's created the vernacular that is Daniel Klaus, but over decades of creating comics, and so I mean, I agree with Max. It can be disorienting if you're not used to the way he tells stories.
Yeah, because I do really love like his. I don't know. I like people who approach like their work the way he seems to. Like it seems like he takes chances, even though he's like well into his career.
Dude, yeah, I've just read Charles Burns before. This is wild.
Well, I mean, again, it's a whole new world, man. Now you got all this new reading material.
That.
Wow. Just got schooled. That's great. I love that. I love that.
Jade, do you have a
It's just like
an opinion on it?
Oh, right. I asked everybody, and then I didn't. And then I didn't provide one. I asked that question. I didn't have a quick response. I have to mull it over a little bit more because I think there's so many creators that I'm like, even if I don't like them, there's something that I can get from them, and I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting. I don't know. There's a lot of digital, like a lot of digital creators that I'll buy a book and I'll look at it and be like, okay, there's nothing here for me, and I'll set that aside. And sometimes there's that like
who?
The like who is so messed up, but yeah, I mean,
I mean, you said for us to spell names.
No,
like,
hey, I'm right there with you.
the
I'm trying to think of their. Honestly, I'm trying to think of their names because if I don't care about somebody's artwork, I'm probably not going to remember their name. Or if I like really hate something, I'll probably remember it. Carve it into my forearm and be like, repeat the names again.
I was like, you'll keep a little diary for
Yeah.
A hit list.
a little spike book.
No, you say it to yourself at night every time you're going to bed.
Yeah.
You're
you start style.
Yeah.
Repeat. Yeah. Say the list again.
Hey, so I mapped all this out. Now I just gotta. I guess I can write the script real fast.
I just read a book that I thought was like crap. Oh, I don't know if I know the artist's name, but this is probably not like, I don't think they're hyped. I think it was just a shit book. But it was this. It was a Mark Miller book, and which is a bummer because I like Miller a lot, but it was terrible. and it was called
Really?
Something. The Night Club. If you've heard of that one, I thoroughly thought it was trash. Like it was so dumb. The basic plot was just like this kid gets in an accident because he wants to be an internet star, and he's like trying to do like a stunt. He gets in an accident, and then at his bedside in the hospital, when he's just like finding out he's gonna be paralyzed, this vampire shows up and it's just like, oh, I can make you walk again. And then the kid uses it to be like, but now I'm like a vampire, but I'm a superhero. And then he has this friend group, and he convinces them to let him turn them into vampires as well. And they're just like, yeah, no hesitation. They're like, what do I got going on? And they become vampires. And it was so bad. It was really, really bad.
That is weird, because usually Millar is like on top of it.
Yeah. No, I was just like, oh shit, this is going to be good. And then I read it. I was like, oh, this is real bad. He definitely phoned that one in. That was a paycheck for sure.
That's like Alan Moore's first Lovecraft story. Was it Neonomicon or whatever? There's just like, it's so.
Oof.
He even says he did it for the paycheck, but there's some stuff that goes on in that book that could have been in it.
Yeah, that's a rough one.
It's a rough one, dude. Like, I feel gross after reading it. I like his other Providence is fantastic, dude. Like, it's astonishing. Highly recommend Providence. But like, getting through that first part is just of that series, I guess, the universe. Ugh. The other one after that's just really dark and like really gory. But like the rapey one, I'm just like not enthused about.
Oh, you know what? I'll throw down for that. I love Dave Gibbons. I think that Watchmen is as good as it is because of Dave Gibbons.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a big Alan Moore guy. I respect his craft and all that kind of stuff. I think he's a little overhyped. I think he's got a bit of a god complex. And every time you hear he talks about like, oh, fuck movies and all this kind of stuff, but he takes the paycheck. He takes the paycheck. I'm like, okay, how much do you actually care? You know,
he doesn't take any money from the movies or anything.
He signs it all off to the artist,
Yeah.
but then he gets mad at the artist for not thanking him fast enough, and so he doesn't talk to them ever again.
Yeah, I would say like he doesn't take any money from any like DC or anything he's done or Marvel. He's not even listed in Marvel books. He's listed as the original writer. That's how distant he is, and he won't take any of the movie money. But he is like a jackass, like because he throws tantrums like that. Like his little tantrums are just really kill it. That's why Grant Morrison's still my favorite, man. Like that dude's. I got into Alan Moore a lot when I was like, oh, it's like a aspiring writer. You know what I mean? Like I just, look at this is the fancy. You know what I mean? Fancy. But then you just. I can't. It's hard for me to go back to Alan Moore stuff, like for the storytelling. That's what's hard.
Sure.
Because he works with great artists, dude. Like Kevin O'Neill, like on League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, dude. You should you guys like zoom in to really notice all the detail and stuff he puts in that book. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, that's probably like one of
Almost every single background character is an actual like character from a Victorian like novel or like Penny Dreadful or something too.
Yeah. He's I respect like a lot of his work, but then he's just ridiculous too overall. His movie, dude, the show, highly recommend. It's insane. It's so cool. It's so good. Like look it up. The Show by Alan Moore. It's a movie he did. It came out like in 2022. Fantastic.
Wait, it's a movie called The Show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be convenient to look up.
I'm saying, so I'm saying you have to look up Alan Moore, The Show. Like
movie, The Show.
What's the name of the movie? It's The Movie.
Yeah, right, yeah.
It's so you have to remember Alan Moore's name, man.
Yeah,
To
straight up.
find it.
John Part-Time Comics says Huberto Ramos and Chris Bachelot and Marcos Martin rotated Brand New Day. Oh wow, that's cool. Oh yeah, all those dudes are dope too. Chris is awesome. Monaco's great, he says as well.
You're losing.
They all
the
agree.
vote.
I bounced off of it like last year when I read it.
And then he says Alan Moore told him in Beset Swamp Thing is all you need. To be honest, yeah. But again, like the artists on that book are really what like made that book that. I mean, yeah, those guys are just fantastic though. Because that's why I think Miracle Man was so great too. That's when Totalman jumped onto it. Alan Davis was pretty good on it too, though. But it just like was elevated so much more. So I was writing a script. All right. We're actually on the last few minutes of the show now.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't even notice.
It's convenient.
Yeah.
I'm almost done with the inks on mine.
Let's do some see what Max is up to. Damn, Max, what's sick?
This is ideation for corpse paint, but
Oh yeah.
hold on, let me drag this fish down.
Oh dude.
I didn't
That's
have enough time to ink it, which is why I switched gears. But yeah, this little fella.
Sucks for it.
Nice.
Cool.
Let's see here. RD. Let's see what you're up to. Dude, RD, that came out sick.
Thanks, man. Here, actually, I have something to show off too. You guys might have seen this.
Oh yeah.
But I got this.
Oh yeah, dude.
So
Oh, you got
good.
switch
So
views.
awesome.
It's just the lighting. Yeah. Well, you get the idea.
Brandon, switch views.
What do you
This
mean?
is Otis, the
It's
Do
elf.
on
it on
RD.
RD.
What's up?
It's on
Hey.
Max.
No, it's
Oh
not.
no, it's on
Oh.
RD's.
It's not
Yeah, it's
already.
on already.
You just have Montana internet.
Oh
I don't know what's happening.
my god.
But anyways, yeah. This is my character, Otis the Owl Wizard.
So
This
good.
is a
That's super
nice
cool.
model.
Yeah,
of
it's
a-
so awesome.
Little show and tell.
Love that. Yeah, lots of new stuff coming from RD. We're super hyped to have them around more.
Me too.
Lots of announcements. Anton, let's check out what you're doing, dude.
Yeah.
Wow, man.
Finished the inks. I've got just like on the previous page, like all of this will be like color, like lots of pops of color in here. But yeah, inks and the ink wash just finished. So perfect timing.
Nice. Nice. I love that, dude.
Gotta get it to as well.
Any shout outs or anything you want to give?
Yeah, couple. First off, there's a new Ghost Agents book that Kickstarter went up for yesterday. I've got a page in it. There's like a bunch of other awesome artists in there. It's already fully funded as of this morning, so just the rest of the month, it's cruising to higher and higher amounts. But yeah, go check out Ghost Agents in the Days of Demons on Kickstarter. It's another big, like, treasury-sized, like newsprint style thing, like a lot of the other big books. It's gonna be wild. And then my book is at the Stay Switch 1 and 2. Get them at cosmiclionproductions.com or come see me at a convention. And me and Manny Gomez, our boy, did this bootleg bebop rocksteady as if they were in the New York hardcore scene in the 80s. So
That's sick. That's
hit
so
up
cool.
hit up Manny if you want to get it online. He's got some left. I'm trying to hold on to my copies for conventions right now.
So good, dude. It's such a good book. Super hype. Love it, Anton.
Thank you.
Jade, dude, so awesome.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. Made some decent progress on this page, just filling up lots of trash in this abandoned book, or in this abandoned comic book shop. So we're in, like, as we've been talking about tonight, we're in the last couple of days of Panels, the comic creators guidebook, on Kickstarter right now. Tons of great options for tiers and stuff like that to get some cool goodies, as well as to get the book itself and to help become a better comic book artist. So give that a check. Any kind of help towards that and keep pushing really does mean so much to all of us in the creative team as a part of that book. Other things that are happening in my world, I'll be doing Rose City this September. Until then, it's crunch time trying to get a bunch of books done for that convention. I might be doing Baltimore. I might be doing some others in Seattle. We will see what happens. You can find all my stuff at Jade Lowder on Instagram, Blue Sky. I'm even on Kara. I don't think I check Kara very much, but but I'm there. And yeah, I think that's the bigs.
Nice, dude. Love that. John Part-Time Comics saying link for Mune Mosh Pit. If you shoot me a message, dude, I'll send you Manny's info, and you could hit him up for one. Be super cool. And also, John, shout out to your Kickstarter as well. Heist, Final Heist. So if you guys look that up on Kickstarter, just want to give him a shout out. Always hanging out on the show and whatnot. But yeah, I can't say anything much better than what Jay just said about Panels. So thank you all for your support and for getting us there. And we're almost over. We still have till Saturday morning, 10 a.m. EST. I would love to see how far we could take this and just crush it these last 37-ish hours at the time of being live. But it means the world of all your support, and thank you guys for hanging. And yeah, I'm just so hyped. Other than that, you know what? Go check out Apollo City Comics at apollo.citycomics.com and our Instagram. We have lots of new announcements coming because I will be more active now that I'm over this Kickstarter. Dude, it was a ride.
Tough one, man.
It was a tough one,
for
man.
sure.
Yeah, like we wanted to cry a few times. Like it was,
I
Yeah.
wanted to. I think we just kind of cried a bunch.
yeah. Well, thank you guys so much for hanging, and let's go.
Yeah.